What's up? What day is
What
today?
up?
Today is the 30th of
Sunday.
September,
Yeah.
Sunday. It's been, what, 3 weeks since we did one? We've been hard at work making some updates and stuff, and the VIP channel's been getting updated. But, for everybody else that's interested that may not necessarily have a license to follow development, we got another update for you. So
hmm
Mr. Jason's going to show us some of the new toys, some of the work we've done, or he's done. I haven't done anything. just,
Yeah.
just discussions, right? But
Well, I think that's one of the biggest things is we have the full, VIP channel up, right? We have our VIP license holders, not all of them. Um, we've sent out licenses for our staging server. So, we sent it out to, all of our VIP license holders. We have about half of those, a little more than half of those guys in our Telegram channel. So we've been, the past week we got our first, beta out last Monday. And so we basically have had, we've done a couple builds for everybody. And then we've just had like, just a big feedback session basically, and all kinds of stuff that everybody's, been chatting about. Helping everybody else, get installed and, set up. So it's been pretty cool. It's like we're starting to already, it's actually pretty quick, seeing like this little community already, growing, and everybody's like, hey, good morning, waking up.
well,
So that's been pretty
and,
cool.
and helping each other out too. That's
Yeah,
what got
yeah,
me. I was like, wow, you guys are remoting into each other's computers and like, oh,
yeah,
that's sweet. You
yeah.
know?
So yeah, that's been awesome. So we've been doing that this week, and just, I think I've done like maybe a build or two a day or something, get some fast feedback form for, things that we wanted to fix and change, and, you know, doing it in internet time, crypto time. So,
Crypto time.
so yeah, anyway, let me just jump into screen share. So share screen. Oh, I'm waiting for something to happen and I had to click a button. Uh, yeah, so we've been going through this past week, and we've been really trying to dial in the UI a lot more, along with a bunch of other things, right? But so I spent a lot of time working with the paper trading because, this is what everybody ends up looking at when they're, sitting there all day, and people are literally like watching this thing, and it's cool because everything's moves, so it's not like you're just kind of wondering what's going on. It's like you can see you can just see like the time, the charts are moving, the prices and the mounts are, going. So it's like, we've been really working on just getting everything, interactive and cool to watch. And so um, so up here at the top real quick, just to kind of, we've got the stats board up here. Now the first three, I don't know, I guess you call them whatever, little sections here on the left. This is all like, made up, and we had some people being like, how do you know how much Binance I have in my account? Blah, blah, blah. No, we don't
We
know that
know
stuff yet.
everything.
We haven't hooked up into any of the account or ordering system on Binance. But what I've been doing up there is just every time, I load the page, it's like, I get a different value in there, right? So now I have less. But we want to get this up here again for everybody to see what's going on, get feedback. The three boxes on the right, the profits today, yesterday, and this week, those are all hooked up into the the trades that the paper trading is using here. So once I start getting trades done on any of these pairs that I have up here, then all these numbers up here up on the right here, the green ones, are all going to change. We are working, and hopefully this week we're going to have a way for the users to actually like go over on their settings, and we'll provide a little box um, where they can specify like what their Binance available is, and we're going to start using that to tie in all the accounting on the paper trading side. So it doesn't sound like a big deal now, but basically it's going to start getting closer to mimicking what you actually have in your Binance. You'll be able to put that amount in, and then everything's going to stick to that, and everything is going to actually really be you know processing and accounting everything correctly. So we'll be taking in consideration like the amounts on the orders and
You're talking. So,
everything.
so you think next week we're actually going to be able to, we're going to be calling Binance and looking at the order books and digging down, making sure an order can actually get filled, or are we still talking about just looking at account balances?
Well, no, we're gonna no. It's deeper than that. We're not hitting the order book yet, but we'll be close at that point. But what we're going to be doing and what we'll be seeing in a minute on when we go over the back testing and look at what the updates are there, it's basically we're integrating those accounting systems, right? So it's like how the accounting works on back testing is how we're going to expect it to work on
Right.
paper trading, and that's all really tied into like our first step here is tying it into like the balance that you tie in on the settings. Then once we get all that stuff working, it looks good, then we're just one step away from basically using the account on Binance, and then yes, getting into the order book and then tying all that stuff in. So it's good steps, and we're getting a lot closer, and everything is everybody said like they really like how everything looks and everything. So yeah, it's been basically this past week has all been about getting the UI, the UX more dialed in, and letting everybody see what's going on. So let's go into the details. So again, we basically V1 completed what we want. Let's roll that guy up. What we want the paper trading to look like for real time, right? And so if there was trades here, they'd be plotting out, and we actually will see when trades come in, they'll be drawn on the trading view chart. All the entry price and the current P&L, everything up here, the Sentinel status, that will all update as well. Over here on the left, it's like we got the strategy we're running, and our little icon that we're going to be using for it. So I put those in. So yeah, it's like the big thing here is like again the UI is like for V1 is pretty much I think it's pretty complete. So again, if I had trades, I had to reset my database, but if I had trades here, then they'd be showing, and it'd be a lot more exciting. So that's what we're going to see on that one. Again, we're just carrying a lot of the UI things forward so that everything looks consistent. I don't know. Everybody's been pretty happy with.
Do that card. Show the card flip, and then how you enter and exit out of the flip it over. So there's your details, and then if you click anywhere on the card, like flip it back over, or can you do it from there too? If you click anywhere on the box, you get the actual chart, right? That you can expand.
Yeah. So yeah, I click on that, and then I get the chart loading and everything.
Yeah. So you get your you can dial into any one you want. You can get your 28-inch monitor, put it on your wall,
Yeah.
and watch all the tiles, and then one that you like, you click on it, boom, you can just watch that one in real time too.
Yep. Yep.
What's the other big piece we worked on? We worked on a lot of the backtesting numbers, right?
Yeah. So backtesting. Yeah. So again, working on some more of the visual stuff. Let's do the EMA. So what we now have on backtesting, and I'll show you a couple of things. One, I had kicked in stop loss on it, and originally I made it where it's just like equivalent to whatever your gain was, and then because I wanted to dig into testing a lot more on the accounting side and everything, I broke it out so it's controllable, right? So if I wanted to, I could make an entire back test where it's all of a loss, right? And we want to see those things because we just want to know like, hey, are these numbers all lining up, and what's going on? So stop loss has its own thing now, and it's kind of fun to play around with, although it's not the greatest thing in the world. But so yeah, so I'm gonna put in the LSK because I had some fun with that today. We have order by types now, so basically we can do a percentage of our capital up here, or we can do a fixed order amount. Percentage is kind of fun. So we are pulling the BTC price with we're getting that data pushed, and then we grab the list data as well. So any of your base, we will grab that, and then the quote, the BTC, we'll pull that, and then we'll calculate it for you, so you can see like, okay, 50% of this is what am I dealing with when I'm dealing with all this stuff, and then as I change it, that stuff all changes as well. So it's pretty cool. I like actually doing this. Is kind of neat because it gives you a sense of like if I was doing a half a Bitcoin and 65% of that is, in US is like 2,100 bucks, I'd be, dealing with like 640 Lisk order size for this whole back test. Um, so yeah, we have all those plugged in now, and they're all working, and they're all pushed into the back test itself. So it's pretty cool because when we start doing that stuff
You just ran that.
now we start getting,
You ran that with no stop loss. I saw, right?
yeah, right, zero, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so now we start like really dialing in and plugging in all of our stuff, like how much of our transaction fees we're going to be getting. And right now we're using the 1%, or
Point
what is
one.
it?
Point 1%.
0.1%, yeah. We know that, people are doing BNB for all their transaction stuff and everything, and, we'll get to that. But for now, we're doing the 0.1%. And we'll carry that forward into the back testing. And once we dial in, the real exchange stuff, then we'll be using the BNB discounts and everything to calculate all that. But
Yeah.
for back testing, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the BNB model is obviously doable. It's just there's a lot there. I mean, depending on what level you're at and how much Bitcoin you've traded and how much BNB you have, and I mean, we'll definitely put in there that the bot can reserve BNB for this, and you'll be able to do all that. I guess the logic here is, look, if you're not making winning trades on the 0.1, you probably it's not going to really change much if you got a little bit of a discount on that, right? So
Exactly.
err on the side of spending the most amount possible for the fee, and if you're winning on that, then yeah, you're good, right?
And you're winning.
You're winning.
Totally.
I needed Charlie Sheen like image to pop up, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but now it's like, we have our P&L dialed in a lot better. Our ending capital is basically, starting plus P&L minus transaction fees. So these are all lining up now. Same with our gain percent. And now what we're getting down here is we can see our trades. We've always been able to see this, but what we added in too was in the back test, we would see cases where we're like, hey, how come I just get this trade and then I don't get anything else? Well, it's because there's an order on the order book that never was able to complete. And for this particular strategy, that's because, we're looking for, sorry, let me go back. We're looking for a 1% gain on this, right? So, this was our last entry here at this guy, and basically we have not hit that 1% on this whole exit out. So it's cool. It's like, we'll show you, if I keep going, we'll show you basically that, that last order on your back test, and you'll be able to see like, oh, okay.
Go back up and put in a stop loss though. Change it.
Yeah.
Throw it in there.
So yeah, how could I get out of that? Maybe I could do a stop loss. Okay, sure. Let's see what that does. Oh, so yeah, that's a completely different like back test now. So again, you're a lot closer to the the now time than you were before, right? And so we can see what putting a stop loss in on this particular this particular run has done. So I mean, this is like pretty much about, I mean, that is like at the edge right there. So
yeah, from a strategy perspective, let's be clear too. A set percentage stop loss is obviously a lot of times not the best way to do it. We're going to be able to do TA based type stop losses. As the strategies come in and we start building all that piece out, this is all still very much engine, right? Mm-hmm. So Jason's doing all this work so that when we start plugging this stuff in, you're going to see that there's a lot more opportunity to make real strategies and not just take a 1% loss all the time.
Yeah, totally. Again, the key thing is like, what does all this look like? Right? This is what it looks like. This is what happens when you put that stop loss in, and when you fiddle with the numbers, and you can see like even down here, it's like we rendered that, we rendered that last order for you, so you can just go down. Oh, cool. Here's all my trades. This is my last order. Everything lines up perfectly, with the chart. So it's like, I think for me, it's like, I've been using this like, man, it is awesome to see something where you can plug numbers in and you can basically look at pretty pictures with it, and it
Yeah.
all lines up.
Well,
So
and you could always do that in tools. There's other backtesting tools that you could do that. You could build strategies in like TradingView, but the whole point of this is that you don't have to. Like we're making this,
oh
right?
yeah,
Like because this was always the realm of somebody who would take the time to learn PineScript. And listen, it's not rocket science, but a lot of people just don't have the time or energy to go and do that. So why not make this tool that not only are we going to be doing the visual strategies, but being able to see all of it like this and play around and see your returns and then flip that to a live testing, I think is that's definitely the vision we're seeing, and it's kind of coming together. So
yeah. I mean, honestly, like I would say the majority of the people do not want to screw around with TradingView and Pine. Probably good 90+%, right? It's like I think everybody just wants to literally turn it on and then set and forget and just check and everything. And for the strategies that they're going to be working on and they want to do the back testing on, the best way is just to like this, make it easy. It's like, here's what your percentage is of your starting capital. It's like there's all these little things that just like, I don't want to bust out a calculator, or I don't want to go do PineScript or whatever.
are we
so
as far as the analyzer, is that hanging out until we start playing with the the paper trading and get it finished, or are you visiting analyzer anytime soon?
yeah,
I had a few questions about it, is why I'm asking. People were saying, "Oh, what happened to analyzer?"
Yeah.
We did a major code revision, and it kind of hasn't been touched since then.
But yeah, so yeah, just real quick on the analyzer. Yeah, again, we are not doing, we're not seeding the database like we were. We're not taking 10 to 15 minutes to seed all the pricing data in the database, right? An analyzer runs off fast local data because it's crunching through a bunch of shit, right? So we took that offline because we've been running a data mirror from the exchanges, and we've been collecting the data over there. So we have more control over pricing data and stuff, and we're going to be doing other things too. So what we're going to be doing is after dialing in more to the back testing, the paper trading, we'll revisit and we'll get the analyzer back on. It's going to use our data mirror, and we just have a couple things we need to finish up on that before we pull it back in. But
yeah,
it'll come back.
A lot of the advanced stuff is still going to use that data mirror. The things like walking forward with tick data, like we talked about. So there's stuff that's coming forward that can only be done kind of with that. So I just wanted to bring that up. I had a few people ask me about it because it's pretty cool. But it's for where we're at. It's like you kind of got to focus on one thing at a time. You can't do everything all at once. So just wanted to address that. But cool. And
that's it.
We're pushing this build tonight to the VIPs, right?
No, not tonight. I'll probably do it.
Good.
I don't know. We'll see.
I feel special.
We'll see.
I have the build. Right? No. Okay. I didn't know. You still got to tweak it around. Add some more stuff.
We'll see.
Okay.
I got this weird. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. So.
Yeah, and we still had there was some reports that the paper trading was getting hung up, or they would get some not numbers in there. I'm not sure if we dug into that yet or not, but that's those are filed. We're looking at them. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal, I don't think. I'm going to imagine it's probably stuff coming from Binance when it's Nans, but don't really know until we dig into that part.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, I think that's a cool little update.
Right.
I know you got stuff to do, so I will finish this up, and I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. See you guys.
Bye.